minds of Hammer, and I watched Dracula A.D. 1972 and its sequel, The Satanic Rites of Dracula. And
Are both those Christopher Lees?
They are both Christopher Lee, and they are both Peter Cushing.
Oh, okay, as Van Helsing.
Yeah, and they are the last two films that either one of them played those parts in.
Okay.
There were 8 films in all. The second film, Lee was not in, and then this is the 7th and 8th film, and they are both in them. And they are loosely connected by a character. I did not realize this. It had been a long time since I've seen these movies.
I have seen 72, but I don't think I've ever seen Satanic Rites of Dracula.
I mean, honestly, they're kind of interchangeable. You don't really have to. I mean, they're not great movies. By this time, Hammer was going down because the popularity of horror in America had taken off with movies like Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist, and the very following year, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So modern horror was in our favor, and Gothic horror was just going away. And that's why both of these films are set in modern day. They found a way to bring Dracula to the 20th century and to have a descendant of Van Helsing or whatever. The best thing going for these two movies, though, are that Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing are in them. But you can almost feel Christopher Lee cringing at some of the lines he has to say. Telling you. Both were directed by Alan Gibson and written by Don Houghton. Houghton. I think that's how you pronounce that. And they're connected by the character of Inspector Murray, played by Michael Coles. The cast is fine. Like I said, Hammer was just having problems and trying to make money, and it just was not working. A synopsis of the first one is in 1972 London, a century after his battle with Professor Van Helsing, Count Dracula is resurrected by an occultist named Johnny Alucard, which of course is Dracula backwards, and goes after his arch enemy's descendants. That would be Van Helsing's descendants. I can't remember the granddaughter or whatever that's in this one. I can't remember her name. And then in the second one, it's 1974, and Professor Lorimer Van Helsing investigates a satanic cult on behalf of Scotland Yard, only to discover a plot by Count Dracula to commit global genocide. In this one, they don't even bother resurrecting Dracula in the present day. He just shows up. He's
already there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's clear that they're not taking a lot of time with these. They're just kind of putting them out there. Their scores on Rotten Tomatoes are 27% for 1972 and 33% for 1973. I would reverse those. I kind of like 1972 better than I like Satanic Rites of Dracula.
I seem to remember as a drive-in Dracula movie, it was pretty good. That's kind of the way I remember it or described it.
I will say there's much more nudity in them, like complete naked woman on an altar being sacrificed, that kind of thing, where you see pretty much everything. This? Huh?
Nothing.
Well, I mean, they were always known for buxom babes or whatever in the 50s and 60s, but by this time they were doing like full nudity and stuff. So,
well, sure.
So that's what I did for my Christmas treat. I watched 2 of the latter Dracula films, not too different from what I did with Halloween a few years back when I watched 4 and 5, I think it was.
Start the car. Johnny has the key.